I'll never forget the moment Kevin shouted, "I'm calling the cops on you!" right there in broad daylight, yanking grocery bags straight out of my hands, his voice loud enough for every window on the street to shake. And as if the universe had been waiting for its cue, his mother, Clara, materialized with her phone already filming, ready to narrate my alleged crimes to the world. "Look at this man, stealing food from hungry children," she cried, and I swear 6 neighbors burst out their doors with their own phones, recording like we were the main event. My blood was boiling, actually shaking with anger, but what was I supposed to do? Anything I did would be used against me. I just stood there, helpless, while a teenager destroyed my reputation with fake tears and acting that could have earned him an Oscar. And the crazy part? The whole neighborhood bought it. They thought I was some monster hoarding groceries from starving kids. I wish that was the worst of it, but what happened next, no one could have seen coming. Go on, drop a comment where you're watching, because you're not going to believe this. Now, it all started like one of those feel-good neighborhood stories, just me, helping Mrs. Williams carry her groceries from her beat-up old Honda to her porch. The woman, 78, barely managing 3 paper bags that looked one wrong step away from splitting. I'd only moved in 2 weeks ago, figured it was the right thing to do. Neighborly, right? That's when I noticed this weird flyer under her windshield wiper. Community Resilience Testing Program. It said, with some official-looking seal I didn't recognize. Mrs. Williams saw me reading and got real nervous, shooting a glance down the block at the house with the magazine-perfect lawn. "Thank you, dear," she whispered as I set her bags down. "That boy came to my door last week, demanding my groceries. Said it was an emergency protocol. When I refused, that woman Clara banned me from the book club. 43 years I've lived here, and suddenly I'm selfish because I won't hand over food to teenagers." Her voice cracked, and right then, I realized this wasn't about groceries. This was about ostracizing a sweet old lady who'd baked cookies for half these people. Right as the bitterness hit me, my phone buzzed a text from Mayor Davidson. "Avoid conflicts during probation. Only intervene for safety. Badge reveal equals career risk. City Council watching. 11 days. I've been the new police chief for 11 days, and already I was walking on eggshells. The old chief got forced out over some contractor scandal, so now every breath I took was under the microscope. One bad move, one whiff of abusive power, and I'd be packing my desk. That's when Kevin Nelson strode onto the scene, all 6'2" and 18 years old, walking like a guy who'd never been told no. He held the same flyer, phone in the other hand like he was itching for a viral video. "Sir," he called out, "Emergency Protocol 47B. Community resilience testing requires immediate food redistribution." He sounded like he'd memorized the speech, maybe even practiced it in the mirror. My gut said scam, but that text from the mayor echoed in my head and caused trouble. "Don't show the badge. Keep it quiet." I try to keep things civil. "Look, kid, I don't know what this protocol is, but these are my groceries." Next thing I know, Kevin, lunch not asking, just grabs for my bags. Caught me so off guard I jerked back, and he used that momentum to stage a fall so dramatic I expected to see a soccer ref throw a yellow card. He literally whispered 1, 2, 3 before the waterworks started. Help! He's attacking me over food. His scream split the quiet, but here's the kicker. Even while wailing, he was glancing at his phone, making sure the camera caught his best angle. Cue Clara, bursting from behind the hedges, iPhone streaming live. This is Clara Nelson documenting an adult mistreating a teen during a community food dispute, she announced, sounding like a war correspondent. This predator is hoarding groceries while children go hungry. Her comment count shot up, and I saw my fate being sealed, one view at a time. 6 neighbors circled, phones pointed at me. Kevin clutched his shoulder, fake tears streaming. All I wanted was to share, he sobbed for the audience. The irony? He threatened to call the police on me, the actual police chief. But the mayor's warning chained me. I flashed my badge. It had looked like abuse of power. I was trapped, painted as the villain in their viral drama. And just when I thought I'd reached peak humiliation, I got a text from an unknown number. Protocol 47B isn't what you think. Check Clara's business registration. 48 hours before the HOA meeting destroys you. Ice water in my veins, this was a setup. and it ran deeper than Groceries. By the time I got home, Clara's live stream had exploded. 500 views became 5,000 overnight, with strangers making reaction videos. Comments called for me to be fired. Clara's posts rallied people for a community justice event. By sundown, the store where I shopped refused me service. Clara had shown up with a petition and convinced people I was dangerous. Jim Patterson, the owner, met me at the door, apologizing through tears. His daughter worked there, and she was scared. I left, not angry, just numb. But sitting in my car, I spotted Clara and Kevin behind the community center. Kevin practicing falling in their back seat while Clara timed him. Count 3 beats, then scream. Remember, you're not hurt until the camera sees you're hurt. Shoulder injuries get more sympathy. She was drilling him like an acting coach. Suddenly, all the pieces started falling into place. Back home, Mrs. Williams transformed from nervous to steel-eyed. Came by. I saw everything from my kitchen window, she declared, pulling out her phone. That family destroyed my social life over groceries. Now they're after you. Time to return the favor. She had Ring camera footage. Kevin and Clara had staged the same emergency with 3 other families, always targeting people who'd be too embarrassed or isolated to fight back. She'd been documenting it for months. But just as I thought things might swing my way, I found my mailbox vandalized in red paint slurs, arrows pointing at my house. Mrs. Williams caught the culprits on her camera, Kevin and friends sneaking around at 2 a.m. The woman had a full surveillance record practice sessions, planning meetings, even Clara placing flyers the night before each incident. I checked my own receipts and phone GPS proof. I was at Costco during the attack Kevin claimed happened on my driveway. The timestamps didn't lie. But Clara doubled down, calling an emergency HOA meeting, promising expert testimony and accountability. She brought in Dr. Patricia Moore, really just herself in glasses and a new blazer, giving a whole presentation about aggressive hoarding behaviors. She'd invented a whole consulting company, paid herself out of HOA funds, and even tried to use HOA bylaws for her own power trip. When the meeting started, the room felt like a courtroom, half the audience live streaming. Clara rattled off Protocol 47B as if she were quoting the Constitution, then introduced her expert, herself in disguise. Charts, fake statistics, a whole act. Kevin took the stand, milking the performance, glancing at his mother for approval after every tremble in his voice. When I tried to speak, Clara killed my mic. I never felt more silenced in my life. But then Mrs. Williams made her entrance, thick manila folder in hand, and played the audio. Clara, coaching Kevin. Fall backward, count 3 beats, scream. You're not hurt until the camera sees you're hurt. The room froze. Kevin cracked. I just wanted followers, he blurted, crying for real this time. I never thought about the families we were hurting. I just wanted to matter. Clara exploded, lashing out at her son, blaming everyone but herself. 3 months of planning, 3 months of lies, ruined in minutes. As the truth unraveled, board members found their voice, reading the bylaw aloud. Any board member found to have created false documentation was to be removed instantly. They discovered Clara had paid herself thousands out of HOA funds. Her empire crumbled. She lost her seat, her money, her social media following. Kevin was arrested for vandalism. And the final insult. The entire neighborhood started posting stickers in their windows. No Protocol 47B required here, turning her fake authority into a punchline. You'd think it'd end there, but no. Clara's house went up for sale, her family's reputation in shambles. Yet, even as she left, some kids tried to get revenge. I stopped them because what Clara did was awful, but mob justice isn't who we are. Kevin tried to make a comeback online, but people had moved on. Mrs. Williams went from outcast to hero, invited back to book club, recognized for her courage. The HOA enacted reforms. No more emergency protocols without city approval, full transparency meetings, safeguards against exactly this kind of scam. One evening, as life was starting to feel normal again, I found my front door ajar and a note. You won the battle, but the war isn't over. Check your backyard. Turns out, Kevin was camping under my oak tree, desperate for attention. Later, he'd escalate, breaking into houses for live streams, forcing me to decide: arrest him or try something different. I chose to offer him real redemption, supervised community service, a way to make amends with the people he hurt. 6 weeks later, at the neighborhood barbecue, Kevin was quietly maintaining the new community Pantrino cameras. No followers, just neighbors helping neighbors. He pulled me aside with one last twist: footage of the mayor and Clara plotting to use my probation against me from day one, planning to replace me. It was never about groceries. It was about power and the lengths people will go to get it. So, have you ever been falsely accused, watched everyone believe a lie while you scrambled to prove the truth? Would you have handled Kevin the way I did? Drop a comment. Let's talk justice, redemption, and what real community means, because in the end, truth has a way of cutting through even the most convincing performance.